Hello, this is take 2 of the voiceover for this KSP video. In today's mission, we will be attempting to put a space station around Lathe, but it will not go as planned. Right here, we are currently launching the space station itself. This is just a standard space station, stock space station, that is included in the game, attached to a stock orbiter craft, also included in the base game. Currently, we are getting into orbit, and we are on a suborbital trajectory now, and we have deployed our fairing. This is recorded with no mods, by the way, although I have I have gotten mods recently, so look forward to having nice looking craft plumes and newer videos. So here we are circularizing, and after this, all we have to do is fix the slight inclination of our orbit. So we're just making a small maneuver node, and soon we will be ready to launch the next section of the craft, because we have put into space a mostly empty stage and a space station, but we haven't got the thing that we need to get it to actually, go to Lathe. So here we're creating, here is a craft that I created, which is going to space to dock with the with the previously launched space station. And this, it was originally planned that this was all we would need to go to Lathe, but as will be seen in a second, this did not go to plan, although it wasn't the thing that completely ended the mission. So we're on a suborbital trajectory at this point, and I am trying to keep the craft stable, which is a bit difficult. All of this is sped up by 300%, so it's at 3 times speed. I'm also really bad at cinematography, so you'll find that throughout the video there's going to be the GUI flashing on and off as I make an attempt of getting a good shot, and me opening the map view all the time, and other things, because I'm just not very good at recording videos. So here we have the last stage, circularizing. This is what's going to be docking to the craft, and what was intended to be the thing that would, get us all the way to Joule, which was not the case, but anyhow, circularization is done. So now, just about 15 minutes of trying to get an encounter. I found that with certain encounters, once you got the inclination down, it's mainly a matter of getting or just waiting. Like in this specific case where things are really close together and all that, often you can just wait a little bit, a couple of orbits, for your craft to align, and then all you have to do is a few minor adjustments so that you actually drift together enough that you can just dock without any sort of other weirdness. So here we are doing a few very basic maneuvers to dock. And also, again, because I'm a bad cinematographer, we're going to the night side as we do this, which means that I have to do some badly done VFX to try and to try and make things slightly more visible. By the way, if you want to learn how to dock, a lot of people say that Scott Manley has good videos to learn how to dock, and that may be true, but they were never really great for me, and I found that the stock KSP tutorial was much better for it. And here we are trying to dock. Obviously, in game, I did not have the honestly very bad looking boosts on the brightness and stuff. But thankfully I figured out that this was going to look awful on video, and so I decided to warp to the light side, and we don't have to endure any more of that garbage looking brightening. So here we are. We've detached the old stage that we had. That's some really low frame rate right there. We detached the old stage that we had to dang, why can't I? We detached the stage that propelled the first rocket to orbit, the first rocket to orbit. But now, about at this point, I realized that the stage that was meant to propel us to Jool was not designed to push a space station as well. It was just designed to push itself to Jool, which was something I had overlooked when I was calculating things. And by that, I mean looking at what KSP said about it. So here we're sending up a nerve engine, which is it also has some fuel drains attached to it, and it's going to drain all of the oxidizer from the craft, because that's just dead weight at this point, and use the liquid fuel to go to Jool, which was a good way to duct tape the mission together, I guess. We are circularized now. So yes, the final stage of the craft is now. Yep, here you go. You can see I'm pressing the plus orbit button, and just with that alone, I was able to get within like 1 kilometer of the other craft. Pretty great for doing orbits, or for docking. But anyway, yeah, the final stage is now going to dock the nerve engine, and then once all of the fuel has been drained to the right locations, and all of that stuff, and here was me doing a very bad job of docking, just bouncing off repeatedly. It seems that coming in at too high speeds doesn't destroy the craft; it just makes you bounce. Yeah, but now draining fuel to the right locations, getting rid of all that oxidizers, you can see with those fuel drains, and this is the final craft that goes to Jool. And so now, skipping past maybe half an hour of me trying to figure out how to get that maneuver node to work, and also this is very, very fast speed right here, because this is a nuclear engine. It's awful when it comes to speed. Here's one of those weird flashes with the GUI because I'm trying to make it look nice, but I failed. And here is a Tylo assist, the first of 2 Tylo assists, which I, as it turns out, was not very smart when I did it. I did not realize originally that we were kind of, on a crash course with it, and I realized this all of a sudden. It was like, whoopsie. I think right about here I was like, oh no, I'm not going to survive, and so I started frantically burning upwards, attempting to, not litho brake aggressively, and explode. So, just burning upwards, trying not to die. At this point, I had like an apoapse of 300 meters, which should be safe, but the thing is that Tylo isn't too bumpy, but it is bumpy, and I didn't really trust it, so, yeah, I just kept on burning until we were going away, at which point I figured we were safe, and so now we can just have some, I feel like I've got a few Tylo assist shots here that look nice. Here's, again, me being bad with the map view. Kerbals are probably very happy to be alive right now, seeing as the pilot of the craft only realized that they were... Yeah, look! Isn't that nice? Whee! This second Tylo assist completely glosses over the fact that in between that there was like another half hour of playing around with maneuver nodes, trying to get an encounter with Lathe directly, stuff like that. This time the gravity assist is much cleaner, but here is where I realized that the only way for me to actually circularize around Lathe, seeing as I had so little, power, was to or so little delta V, was to air brake, and this proved impossible at 7 kilometers per second. Even when dipping only 4 meters into the atmosphere, I nearly exploded. So that concludes the mission. Perhaps I will save my Kerbal someday, but in the meantime, we're just going to launch another space station.